You've gotten back to Clan Umarth, chasing after Ricky the Tick-Ticky Taffy.
The Ricky Kamina mind link train.
Yes. You've gotten back to, along the way, you picked up Yarp, mostly because Ricky charged passive and Yarp was just like, the fuck was that? Oh, hey, the rest of y'all are here.
Follow that kaiju.
What? Whatever.
Keep running. No time for explanations.
So you all return to Umarth, plenty exhausted from your sprint home. Ricky Tick-Ticky Tavi Kamina is taking a nap, it looks like.
I'm just asleep on top of Ticky. Or Ricky. Ricky the Tick-Ticky.
Saloon and Hula Eel and several onlookers are gathered on the walls of Umarth. When she sees you all returning, Saloon shouts, "What is this? What is this?
It's the new pet. Do you like it?
We don't have food enough to feed something that big.
He'll eat demons."
Baka!"
Bullshit. 10 points from Slytherin.
Julio is like, what even is that thing?
I'm telling you, it's a kaiju.
What is a kaiju? What does
Big.
that word mean?
Question. Are we shouting at each other from across the way at this point?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, you are.
Okay. Let's get closer. We have this conversation. All right. So, at least Nemeril heads up on talk.
Yeah, you guys get back to inside of Clan Umarth's walls, and Saloon and Hulail have come over to confer with you. There are several guards on the walls with, like, bows, nervously eyeing the giant Tick-Ticky. Saloon approaches. It's just like, explain.
We found it.
Not you, Addie. Nemeril, explain.
Well, we found some farmland, first of all. We'll get the good news.
Okay, good. That's amazing. Yarp is there and chimes in, and just pops his head out from behind Nemeril, gives the thumbs up.
We found this thing's footprint in the soil, and, well, we went looking for it, and we found it. Kamina wants to keep it.
Now hear me out, and I'm not gonna...
Kamina, you are still asleep.
Oh, never mind.
Your mind meld with Ricky means that you are in Napland.
Now, I know you mentioned about food, and you're right. We don't have food to feed it. But when we found it, it was eating demons. And assuming it can be trained, if it can't, we'll have to get rid of it. But if it can be trained, then we can walk it along the borders of our land and eat any errant demons trying to sneak their way in.
Grazing, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
Saloon has the most disgusted expression on her face.
And if we can't train it, then we can kill it and eat it. That's a lot of meat.
Hulail looks at your Ilhar as she crosses her arms and starts tapping her foot in thought.
So really, it's a win-win when you think about it.
And I mean, when it's not eating, a burrowing creature of that size, if you wanted to talk about working the earth to create suitable dirt for farming.
Yes, finally! Thank you, Daniel.
We cleared a good passage. It cleared a good passage on its run back. So, knocked down several buildings.
If we eat its tail, does it regenerate back?
Probably not.
We have not yet confirmed that it is a Tarask.
Saloon says, all right, and who exactly is going to train it to be our demon-eating... So she is searching for the word, and Hulail pipes up, biological tractor?
We found a magic biological elevator.
Biological elevator, that's it. Saloon's like, what? Who?
Addy Mark a double thumbs up. Hey.
Who is going to train it? Whose responsibility is this creature going to be?
Well, probably Kamina's by pure force of will.
Cosmo's good with animals. If and when he comes back from Ortherby, he could probably help us with it as well.
Saloon looks you, Nemeril, dead in the eyes and says, and what happens when you all leave again?
Well, I don't see that happening anytime soon.
That's bullshit.
Two options, depending on where we're going and for how long. For certain trips, we might take it with us.
She blinks
That is true.
and holds up a finger like she's going to object, then reconsiders and is like, and like scratches her chin.
I hadn't thought of that. Oh man, can you imagine the kind of chaos that would cause walking that through the Sharan districts on the way out?
The main party shows up to the Orther by.
Juliel's like, that thing couldn't fit into the Sharan district. Not
I
without
know.
plowing a tunnel through.
I
Please
know
tell
it
me you're
would
not
be
planning on
hilarious.
plowing a tunnel through the Sharan districts.
Not under most circumstances. It seems highly unlikely.
Saloon is like, listen, I probably shouldn't have to remind you of this, but do not start any wars without... You know what? Just don't start any wars, period.
Fair.
Emerald just starts, his right shoulder just starts twitching. It's like, I don't know. He just puts his hand on it to stop it. I've been having that twitch all morning. I'm not sure why.
Don't start a war.
Don't start a war. Meanwhile, the other... Anyway.
War. Good God, y'all. What is it good for? Making Nemeral's arm calm down.
Hey!
Hey! Saloon says, all right, so what about the times when you aren't going to take it with you?
There are still extensive territories within the Badlands that are entirely uninhabited and uninhabitable except for demons. If we're feeding this thing demons, maybe give it somebody to watch it, maybe don't. Let it roam free for a little while. Take it somewhere deep into those territories and set it free before we go.
I see. So your suggestion is more, don't keep it yet.
See if we can train it, get it used to us, teach it, condition it, figure out if there's a way to keep it here in the long run, and then...
Does Addie Marka have any dots in Animal Ken?
Does she? I don't remember.
Does anyone in this party?
I used to.
Womp.
No, she
Womp.
doesn't.
Okay.
Boop-boop-ba-doo.
Brrr.
I know Fionlar does, Addie does not. That's
Okay.
why I was confused.
Hulail, like, breaks into the conversation and says, I'm not sure that will work. Wild animals need to be broken and tamed and are always at risk of going back to their wild ways. If you want to keep this thing and have it be useful to the clan, you either need to manage where it is being a wild animal, or you need to break it and train it and keep a close eye on it. There's no going halfway with these things, not with regular animals, and certainly not with one that big. Saloon says, be that as it may, I think Addie has a good idea in that we shouldn't keep it here yet. What's the harm in letting it go back to its burrow, wherever it is? You already found it once. I'm sure you can find it again.
There's a giant tunnel all the way there, so...
Mm-hmm.
Oh, out of character question, did we ever mention the fact that Gavlan is coming to visit us?
I think you told her.
I think we did.
I've been under
Okay.
the assumption that you told.
Okay, so we
See.
told her that, and also that we have several Plan Affinity gems to purchase from him.
I don't remember if you said that
We-
exactly.
Did,
But
because
you
I remember her talking about how that's great and all, but that's not going to solve the food shortage of an entire clan.
Yeah, that's right,
Yeah.
because we didn't yet have any more farmland.
Yeah.
Okay, so she is aware. Okay, good.
Yeah. So, what do you guys say in character now?
We might want to. Maybe we don't want to wake up Kamina. I might need to disentangle them first.
Never. This is mine. My sweet, sweet summer child.
Saloon says, well, do whatever it is you need to do. Nemeril, tell me more about this farmland you found.
Okay, just to clarify, you said it was about the size of a football field, right?
It was like a couple of football fields big, but like not quite as wide. So a long, thin stretch.
It's a rather long, narrow stretch of soil that Yarp seemed to think was up to snuff.
Yarp gives the thumbs up again.
About how many times bigger would you say it is than our current farm?
Yarp says, "Oh, bigger? No, about the
Nope.
same size, just a different shape."
Okay.
Saloon's like smiles. It is like, so we're doubling our ability to grow food, is what I'm hearing.
Yes.
That's great news, especially with those gems that you said were on their way.
It is within walking distance of the burrow, but I don't think that should be a problem, especially if something this big probably only eats demons, not so much drow. Pointing at the Tick-Ticky.
Oh yeah, I hadn't put that together. That thing's burrow is near where the farmland is. That could present problems if we decide to let it go home.
Potentially. But we need not release it near its home. If we walk it into the Badlands and let it go, it should have plenty of food and space to make a new burrow in. And when we finally have space for it or figure out how to train it, we can track it down again.
Does Nemeril have any dots in the animal ken?
He does not.
I just need
Talking
one
out
more
of his
XP.
butt.
Julio breaks it again and is like, sorry to be the voice of reason here, but Tick-Ticky can find their burrows from very long distances away. I can only imagine that one that big can find its way back to its burrow from anywhere in the Badlands, maybe.
We'll keep it with us for now.
Kamina talking in her sleep. I will keep it forever.
I love you, Ricky.
We'll name it George.
I love him, and he's so fluffy. Actually, he's not fluffy at all.
He's so fluffy. It doesn't have any fur.
So what do now? What are you guys gonna do?
Well, what was next on our list to do things? We were going to deliver Ganaves.
So I don't think we fully resolved this situation, for starters.
Yeah, like
Oh, I
what are
see.
you going to do about Ricky in the short term? Time to make a decision.
Bring him with us to Ganaves's, the Tutenvir ancestral lands.
Okay, so are there any? There wouldn't happen to be any natural predators for Tick-Tickies in the in Chell, would there?
Most things,
Yeah, Tick-Ticky are.
they're sort of rodents.
Yeah, ferals will eat them sometimes.
They're like a source of food for lower class drow.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're a low-class drow food, even.
yeah.
Okay.
Kazna
So,
has
like-
eaten his fair share of Tick-Ticky. Several of us probably have, but I'm
Yeah.
calling Kazna out because I
all
can.
of you. All of you. What do you think the kebabs were made of?
Tried not to ask questions.
As is proper procedure at a kebab stand.
In fact, some of your clan members, your poorer clan members, are looking at this giant Tick-Ticky with a mixture of fear and hunger.
Kazna.
The food, it is food, but it is big food. It is food that is bigger than me. That is a lot of food.
Do I eat it? Do I eat it, or does it eat me? I am not sure.
The
Yeah,
danger food.
danger food.
Eat or be eat.
I mean,
Yeet
I don't
or
think
be
humans
eat.
would have gotten as far as they have if it weren't for the fact that this thing can kill me, but it also looks tasty.
The,
That is
the ongoing genetic question of, but is it food? What is this horrible ocean spider that stabs you? But is
It
it
is food.
food?
Is it food?
But could it be food?
Well, if it has any
Just
natural,
look at this poisonous fish that gets 3 times larger than it normally is. But is it food?
I'm gonna make a soup out of it.
Part of me is pretty confident that the first person to try to eat pufferfish, like, to be committed to making this an edible thing, got excited about the fact that it gets 3 times larger and was like, wait a minute, is this the cutting the head off the Hydra? Does it just keep getting bigger? It's bigger. That means it has more meat, right?
Right?
It's the Galapagos tortoise problem all over again.
It's tasty. We have failed to classify this animal for 100 years because
300 years because we just keep eating it.
So what are you doing with Ricky?
Well, if, as you say, we're not yet in a position to break him, then I guess we let him go home for now?
Saloon nods. Make it so.
All right, I guess we should wake Kamina then, and it.
How do you think we're waking it? Kamina!
Huh?
Yeah, Kamina, you wake up. Also, the tick-ticky wakes up. It goes.
Isn't it adorable?
So cute.
Saloon, like, immediately gets the moe eyes and is all like, oh my god, is that what it sounds? Oh my Sharis, is that what it sounds like? That's so adorable. We have to keep it.
Now you understand.
Yes. You didn't mention that part.
I love him so much.
A collective
explanation.
"Aw" goes up from the crowd.
Words would not have done it justice.
Ricky looks around, confused, sees a whole bunch of things, starts walking over to the crowd, sniffing.
I
Eating.
Bulls no eat.
He doesn't seem to be interested in eating anyone right now. That's a good sign.
Kamina, because she is Kamina, always carries a bag of beef jerky on her at all times.
In her.
It is
Okay.
canon.
In
I'm
her
willing to
stomach.
accept this.
I'm gonna see if I can feed Ricky, the tick-ticky, some beef jerky.
Tiny
Okay.
amount of beef jerky.
Are you like jumping off of its back and getting around to its front?
I'm gonna like take the bag and like toss it up front and just yell Ricky. But I guess I'll toss it away from the crowd.
Okay, I want you to roll
Animal
Wisdom
Ken.
plus Animal Ken.
Spending a willpower.
Difficulty beef jerky.
2 successes.
Ricky sees the bag of beef jerky, looks at it, like nudges it, sniffs it. Its massive tongue, like opens its mouth, laps up the bag with its massive tongue. I want you to understand that is this thing eating this bag of beef jerky is about the equivalent of you eating 1/4 of a saltine cracker.
Yum.
Yum.
It is
Ricky-
a mint-sized beef jerky.
Ricky swallows it without chewing, then goes back to sniffing at the crowd. One random ass drow, like that Ricky is getting close to, like holds out his hand, like touches Ricky's snout.
Pulls
opens his mouth.
eat.
Oh boy.
I'm gonna quickly pull back on the reins.
What reigns? Those only
Oh,
lasted
definitely
3
3
rounds.
That's 2 rounds, man.
I'm gonna be like, Ricky, no.
I'm gonna empathy is no an emotion because I feel like it's an emotion.
Disgust certainly is.
Okay.
Perfect.
Is not food an emotion?
Yeah, disgust.
Okay.
It is a primary emotion.
I don't know what difficulty, so I'm gonna just roll it and see what happens.
Ricky suddenly stops, closes his mouth, and like takes a few steps back and like pulls his neck in. He's frowning at this drow.
Nimril just kind of shouts, by the way, we're still trying to figure out we're still trying to train it not to eat people, so maybe don't stay too close to its mouth.
Let's take it back then.
Yeah, let's go.
Ricky starts like looks around, sees a whole bunch of not food,
This place is bullshit.
sees the tunnel, sees the like not the tunnel, the road that it is cleared, and starts trundling back in the direction and went from whence it came.
There we go. Good. Perfect.
I'm still on top of it though. Should I get
Correct.
off?
That's
Up
up
to
to
you.
you.
Probably.
That sounds
No.
like a you decision.
I really don't want to though. Well, we've already established that I can get on it, so I'll hop off.
Cool.
Everyone wave bye to Ricky.
Bye,
Bye,
Ricky.
Ricky.
I love you.
You see Ricky stop, turn around, and look back. And Kamina, you're not sure if it's a feeling of like mutual connection that you see, but you see its expression change for a moment, and your heart skips a beat, and then you realize that it is shitting
Pooping.
in the middle of the
Oh my
swamp
god, I
that it
called
is
it.
in. Just taking a big old dump.
Excellent.
Then turns back and keeps
Holy
walking.
shit, fertilizer.
Yeah,
Perfect.
Yarp is right there. He's like, holy shit, indeed.
That'd be pretty good for the new farm.
I'm not hauling that all the way back there. We'll spread it around the old farm. Could
That's
use
fair.
it.
We need a poop elevator to spread it.
Oh gosh.
But yeah. Well, that was fun. That was the most fun I've had in a while.
Now time to do something depressing.
Well, yep.
Interring your sister's remains.
Woo! Woo! I'm on cocaine. Woo! Well, better now than later. So who all is coming? All of y'all? Why is Communist Southern now?
Kamina, it seems like you've changed dialectal regions.
Of course.
Sylvia, you're coming, right?
Yeah.
Addie?
You're going to be venturing pretty deep into the Badlands, right?
Yup.
Suppose somebody should come along and keep you alive. Nimaril, that is your job description.
I already said I was going.
I didn't hear you. I wasn't listening to you.
Since when is that new?
Shh. No more tears.
Saloon is standing off to the side, hears you all talking about this, yells, "Ha! See? Called it! You're leaving already!"
For an afternoon. Well, how far away is it? Actually, I should say.
Well,
Yeah, either way, apparently we're claiming it's an afternoon.
let's look at the map here.
You're here. It is 50 feet away.
50 feet. All right, that's not that far.
Good.
You're gonna have to go find a boat or something to cross either this lake or this river, or you're going to have to go all the way around. Either way, this is like an entire 2 days or day and a half just to get there.
What? Why is she yelling at us about leaving?
Nimaril lied to her.
Because Neatenro was all like, "We're not leaving," and she was like, "That's bullshit."
You always leave.
I mean, Misery's still here.
She is.
Yes, Misery's still alive. I haven't seen her conscious in a while.
Scene change and it's her unconscious in the car.
You're still alive. A hand kind of falls out of a window over by the tavern, kind of gesturing at you.
Misery,
Fuck
what are you
off.
doing on the roof?
You're on the roof.
I mean, yes, but I know why I'm on the roof.
Is somebody trying to get into the line again? No, stop! And you hear crashing, bottles break.
So you
No.
she'll be fine.
We could maybe just make a boat again.
You mean with Misery?
Well, we've made a metal boat before.
That's true.
We made a metal plane.
I don't
before.
remember how well it floated with.
You made it out of my armor, which means I wasn't armoredless.
That is true. But you're still a big Drosu.
We'll figure it out when we get there.
Ah, yes, proceeding without a plan,
Ah, yes.
as is tradition.
As is true. You guys aren't leaving anytime soon. Actually, we're going now. Bye.
And we don't know where or how, but we're leaving. Goodbye.
So you gather up Ganaves's remains and head out.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Point me to point me in a direction that you guys are going.
Zulu, we will
Question,
be
what
gone
is up
for a
with this?
couple
Don't
of days.
think
Nope.
about
Nope.
it.
Worry about it.
Like, if
This
we had...
is look,
Okay.
Look, I'm gonna label this for convenience. Give me a sec.
Don't you worry.
No,
Okay,
There,
like
I have
that.
labeled it.
which location has the least amount of water? Is it this way or is it this way?
It's going slightly more north.
So this.
Anyone who actually knows what's over here probably would agree that this is not really a viable direction because the Jaldaria kind of, as I understand it, are very territorial of that space.
Yeah,
Police-
you don't
police
want to
their
get too
waters.
close to them.
So this
it's
way it is
across the
then.
lake or up and then across the river, which
Yep.
is less water but more land.
Our general path is Bep.
Cool. I just needed to know where to move this. So it takes you the rest of the day into the morning of the next to get to the shore over here in the Badlands. We are skipping over the demons that you kill along the way because they're not important.
Or interesting.
They're not interesting, but you do have to fight some demons along the way.
See, Sylvia, if you were just tainted, we could just ignore a bunch of these.
I hate you.
Did you put away the demons? Did you unfill your sealer gem when you were back at Umarth?
Nope.
Okay.
Damn it, Sylvia, we told you to use the bathroom before we left.
So,
I'm not
get
pulling
here.
over.
and Sylvia, add one demon to your gem because you would have had to seal it.
Okay.
So you get to here. What do you guys do to get across the river?
Metal boat.
Metal boat.
Okay.
Hey,
Sylvia, go ahead and roll that shit.
And roll boat. And I'll spend a willpower. Why not? 4.
Cool.
Nate, was the short rest enough for me to get my aura back?
It was a long rest. You guys slept for the night.
Yep.
So new scene, new day.
Oh. Well,
Okay.
then.
I was just going to do this whole trip with 1 willpower.
Was it worth it?
Yes.
Yes.
Good.
Yes. No questions. Not even a letter. No records.
No witnesses.
So yeah, you go ahead and you make the boat and you sail across. The first thing that you notice is that this area, like Kamina and Sylvia, you both remember what the Dutanvir lands looked like before this. And the first thing that you notice is that the fishing villages that were all along the coast of this lake/river around here are abandoned and dilapidated. It's been over a year. They are starting to succumb to mold and rot. There's lots of like skeletons of boats, little fishing skiffs and rowboats, lots of like little world building thing. Most of the boats don't use sails down here. They use poles or oars or a combination of the two to get around. You guys used oars to get across, or just had Kamina like use her shield or something. I don't know.
Doggy paddle.
Yeah, Kamina just tugboated the boat. But yeah, you notice that it's all just abandoned and dilapidated. Despite the fact that the Kural Solanern clan formally owns these lands, it doesn't look like they have kept them up and repopulated them, at least not right here. So, y'all are in the formerly Dutanvir lands, now Kural Solanern lands, in a fishing village that appears largely abandoned. Kamina and Sylvia, you know the way to get back to the keep, which is right around in the center of the Dutanvir lands.
Mm-hmm.
So do you want to just lead everybody there, or
Yeah.
this is a good opportunity for role playing backstory stuff with Kamina and Sylvia.
It's like, oh man, I totally remember this place. This is where I almost drowned. Remember that?
Yeah, because you're too thick to swim.
Yeah, I should have probably took off my armor before I went into the water.
so give me the rundown. How many of these locations did you almost die, and then Sylvia saved your life?
I'd think about it. It's like,
Sylvia, just how long have you been saving her life?
Ever since she was assigned to me, I guess. Man, that was a long time ago.
because From what I remember of our backstory, is Sylvia was technically my protector, or something like that, right?
I think you're technically mine.
No, that was in the Curls.
Yes, when we were Curls, you were mine. You were my, I believe,
Templar.
yeah.
But like, we did grow up together in the Curl area, or not the Curl, in the Dutton Veer lands, like when we were kids first, though, because the Curls was after the whole Dutton Veer fell.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I'd say to Nimril, surprisingly not that often. Sylvia and I only really like met later in life, like right before the Dutton Veer. Well, you know the story.
And as you say that, you round a building and see the remains of the riven tower of the Dutanvir, standing stark against the glow of the Pillar of Light, a testament to not only the Dutanvir's former greatness, but the absolute tragedy of their fall at the hands of the Nidrichal.
I used to climb that tower. I think it was around here where I actually first trained to be a protector. Yeah, I think it would have been that field over there.
Do you go to that field over there?
Yeah. It's like a small barracks. There's like a large open area. The remnants of training dummies.
The training dummies are still there because they're made of stone, and it's only been a year-ish.
Mm-hmm.
This place isn't ruined, it is abandoned. The only thing that's been destroyed that's been just like demolished in any way is the tower, the keep of the Dutanvir. And that's because they set fire to it as a last-ditch attempt to contain the demons that had possessed so many of your former family members and comrades.
Mm-hmm. It's like, oh, come over here. You can see it. See this where the stone has been like remade or filled in? This is where I first went through my first wall.
Oh my gosh.
Good memories.
Great memories. It was a great time. I was unconscious. I was a lot smaller then.
So your first head trauma?
No, I've had many head trauma before that point.
Well, with any luck, this place will one day be thriving with life again. And I hope at the very least it will retain your family name.
You and me both. Knowing that my mother is probably still alive is good enough for now.
Do you remember what your mom's name is?
Mikila Leaguer.
Good.
She is in, not the Jaldaria. Where is it? In Nukra, right?
Try again.
I wrote it down, and I don't have that notes page open right now. In the Mimiad. Mimanide?
Miminiad?
Miminiad? Feld or Nukra. The note I have is that the Kilnaz told us that she may be in the Miminiad, Feld, or Nukra.
Yeah.
After leaving the Sargress, or after she went to the Sargress after leaving the Sharin as an overseer, because,
Yeah.
the plot.
Cool. I want Kami to roll Wisdom plus Affinity. Don't spend the aura, though.
Oof, 0.
Never fucking mind, then.
2 1s. Quick question. What are drove burial rites or entombment rites like?
So it depends on which clan you're a part of. The Dutanvir made mausoleums. They either found natural caves and built them into tombs and mausoleums, or they built above ground tombs. Sort of like, do you remember from Latin class learning about like Roman burial rites? I forget what they were called, but like the little cities of the dead.
Not
They were like graveyards, but they were they weren't like
what was it?
Catacombs?
graves. Not catacombs. 'cause
Necropolis?
The necropolis. That's correct.
Where the Parthenon is?
No, that's the Acropolis where the Parthenon is. This is Necropolis.
Yeah. So the Dutanvir had they built tombs.
Well, I guess since it's my sister, since it's Ganaves, the ideal place to build a tomb would be
You remember where the Dutanvir specifically House Leaguer's mausoleum is.
Oh, okay.
It is near the keep. It is right around, it's right around the R in Dutonvir.
Okay, so I just start walking us over there.
You reach the mausoleum. I want everybody to roll Wisdom plus Perception. I'm not telling you the difficulty.
I hope this isn't a trend for today. Oh no. The Roll20 gods are angry. Ultra botch.
Okay, so you reach the mausoleum. The entrance is, think Greco-Roman style architecture, a house about 10 feet cube with a gabled ceiling over a wide staircase going down into a natural cavern that the Dutonvir had filled in with stone to make this mausoleum.
Mhm.
The metal gate closing off the doorway is still there and secure, albeit slightly rustier than you remember it. So that metal gate is an obstacle. It is blocking your progress. What do?
Sylvia?
I put my hand on it and fix it.
You fix it? It's
Well,
not broken. It's just locked.
It's a little rusty.
Slightly rusty, yeah.
Can you clean it, Sylvia?
Oh. Yeah. Like, clean it, I guess?
Okay, go ahead and spend a point of aura. It's now clean. It's still closed, though.
It's still locked.
Like, it's still blocking your progress.
Is it like keyed or is it something else?
Yeah, there is a key to open it. You know, to keep grave robbers out.
If only we had a way of opening this lock.
I think I have a key. I stick my finger in and metal bend the metal mechanism to unlock it.
Okay, roll for that. Okay, you unlock it. Congratulations, you have overcome this challenge.
We did it.
Your reward is a new map. You enter on the left side.
Just left.
Yes, left. Like where the stairway
The
is.
only left.
Like real left, not new marked left.
Okay.
And, yeah.
A question. Have I been in here before?
Yes, you have. What I wanted to do for this section is have Kamina tell us who all of her ancestors are that are interred here.
Oh gosh. Coming up with names.
Wow. Kamina. What is this place? Who are all of these people?
Well, if we walk on forward, this is an entrance, right? I can just walk out to the center.
Yes.
Very well. First door on the left. No one cared about you.
No, he's doing it in a clock.
So, starting at 12 o'clock, we have Lideri Dutonvir,
How do you spell that?
Lideri, also known as leader in Azerbaijan.
Of the milk company.
Did you have particularly
dairy.
long legs?
She was lactose intolerant.
All legs,
no dairy.
dairy.
Spell that one for me one more time. I was laughing.
I'm sorry, Nate. I hope you know that all of these things are going to be random words translated in Google Translate.
Okay, that's fine. Just how do you spell Lideri?
Lideri.
If we want an apostrophe.
Leader E.
Okay, so that'd be
Ladari League of
Ladari.
Aldutonvir.
yeah, Lideri Leaguer.
Lideri Leaker.
Val Dutonvir.
What was tell us more about Lideri.
So she was the one who was the first Dutonvir, started the family.
First Leaguer, you mean?
Yeah, the first leaguer. Back when Sharis was still alive. She was the one who basically pioneered the morals and code that the Dutonvir stood upon, up until it was destroyed. She was a brave and honorable elf. Never let her friends down. gained lots of followers just by standing up for what she believed in. Very headstrong, but it seems to run in the Leaguer family.
Did she have as much trouble with walls as you?
I don't know that, but there are stories. Don't ask me to remember any of them.
Repeated head trauma has erased them from my memory.
Well, what you do remember, mostly because on account of the axe on her sarcophagus, that she was known for using a battle axe.
Also everyone thought that she had slain a dragon. That was what the rumors were anyways. Notice the 3 dragons in here. Back when they were more plentiful.
And had wings.
I'm just imagining Comet is standing there in front of this sarcophagus, and then Nate's hand reaching off screen with note cards, sending them off to her. Like she's like squinting at him, trying to read it out loud properly.
She did not rehearse her lines.
Looks at smudge on back of hand. Dutton Vix.
It turns out there's actually an inscription on the front of the tomb that she's just from.
Cool.
This one, to our southeast, is Luitadora. She was the one who actually managed to get the Dutanvir into the 7 great clans.
9.
9 great clans. I'm sorry, the number is either 3 or 7 usually.
It's 9. It's always 9.
Again, she's squinted.
In this setting, it is
reading
9.
the note card.
I'm
Didn't quite
sorry.
get it.
Who was the clan that was basically kicked out? I forget.
Suppose that's what they get for losing.
Do we know?
I don't think so. If there is one in the story, but yeah.
I think the Dutanvir were one of the original 9 major clans. Cello Tuzla.
Damn it.
But I mean, there's a lot of that, like, immediately post-cataclysm politics that we don't really know. Maybe there was a fight over who were going to be the 9 great clans.
Yeah.
But yeah, she was the one that, under her reign, she ruled for quite a long time. But under her reign was how the Dutanvir truly came to prominence and became the clan that it was. One of the 9 major clans. She was known for her great beauty and sharp tongue. Not taking any shits. Or not giving any shits. Shut up! Please. Don't say a word. I have already shamed myself.
It's okay. Like, not taking shit is totally a thing.
Not taking nor giving shit.
Yeah.
She wasn't much of a fighter, but no one had a better mastery of politics than she did. The 3rd one. Oh god, I have to do this 3 more times.
No, you only have to do 3.
Oh, okay.
I mean, you can do more if you want to, but I'm only gonna make
I
you do
count
3.
7 tombs.
I think this is an entombing area. I don't think this is actually a sarcophagus.
I suppose that makes sense. It is behind. It's not behind like a locked. Wait, is it behind a locked door?
No, but it's in the entranceway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Well, I guess this is your great aunt. I don't know.
Skull
Louis the Round, who has a perfectly spherical sarcophagus.
She was very odd. She always made a bunch of weird demands.
So
Pretty sure she owes me money.
I actually thought about this beforehand. This spherical section and this one, I was going to, because things come in 9s, I was going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then the center 9 relatives buried here. And for the 2 circular ones, these were actually going to be couples. So they are buried together in a circular thing so that they are curl towards each other and their foreheads are touching.
Oh.
Aw. I mean, they're gross corpses now, but aw.
Skeletons now, let's be
Yes,
real.
okay. Okay, fair.
What a
yeah.
lovely mix of adorable and unsettling.
You should feel right at home. Hey, Marka. Mostly the unsettling bit, though.
Okay, so this one is Verdiger Liger Valdutanvir, and she was well known for strengthening the Dutanvir military. She was a successful knight as well as a successful mage. Could not be touched on the battlefield, is what I heard. Apparently, a lot of her trainings are what I've learned and gets taught down today in the or used to get taught down in the clan. I learned more of the knighthood stuff than more of the magics, but apparently she was very accomplished at both.
Cool.
I will come up with names and stuff for the other two, but I'll probably do that on the side.
Okay.
But yeah, explanation. This guy.
Yeah, and just to flesh out a little bit more, the 9 tombs, the 9 sarcophagi around here are very important figures in the family. All of the walls, though, are lined with shelves that either have urns of ashes or smaller sarcophagi or just skulls left on the in their places, and there are clear bloodlines being traced along the walls. So everybody descended from Laderi directly via matrilineal line is placed along the walls of her tomb, with some divergences for the fact that Laderi was the first Leaguer and is therefore everybody is her children. Whenever Lutadora came along, now she's got her own sub-line of the family, etc. The genealogy is not 100% followed, but in general, the remains of a person are left as close to their immediate family ties as possible.
Do I know what's in the mirror room, or is it just a mirror?
This is a statue that used to be one of your ancestors. They got turned to stone by a magical creature.
No.
And that statue has been in the mirror was added later, and the statue has been in the Leaguer family for quite a long time. It's actually, there's conflicting reports about it being a pre-cataclysm artifact of the Dutanvir that the Leaguer family laid claim to later, because it's technically one of Laderi's ancestors, but you've also heard it said that no, this was actually one of Laderi's grandchildren who journeyed up to the surface world and found some magical artifact from the pre-cataclysm era that turned them into stone.
We can call them Among, which is dumb in Afrikaans.
Okay.
Yeah. So I guess
This is where you get to choose which of your ancestors are you putting Ganaves's remains next to.
well, the Dutanvir are mostly dead, right?
Yep.
I think, considering she was Mikilu Leaguer's first born, that I'm gonna make her tomb and make her a sarcophagus in this main room here. Just the end of the line.
Okay. There's some space on the wall over here.
No, I wanted to give her a sarcophagus.
Okay. I mean, who's gonna stop you?
That's the thing, right? It's there's so little left. So what I'm thinking is that every single one of these was an Ilhar of the Dutanvir.
Or Ilhares.
Yeah. And so, my mother, if she were buried here, would probably get a room, right?
Yep. This room specifically.
Mm-hmm. So I'm thinking, with the Dutanvir basically done and ended, Ganaves, who is supposed to be the next Ilhar, should get a sarcophagus in the main room.
Okay. Also, Ilhar S. Major
Ilhar
plan.
S. I keep forgetting.
Okay, so you're gonna like use your Earth Affinity to pull up stone and make a sarcophagus out of it. Is that what I'm hearing?
Yep.
Don't roll because there's no tension if you fail, but I do want you to spend 3 aura because I'm assuming you're not going to make a shitty sarcophagus. You're going to make a
No,
good
and I'm
one.
probably going to like stone lock it and stuff.
Yep. That's the other thing, is all of the stone in here is
It's locked.
So that's part of the reason why I'm making you spend like 3 aura just to pull stone up for raw materials, shape it into a decent, as good of a sarcophagus as you can make.
I do have a dot in crafting.
Well, then, just for shits, go ahead and roll. We'll say resolve plus crafting.
I'm gonna spend a willpower because this shit's important. 3 successes.
Cool. It's not a masterpiece, but you make a pretty decent looking sarcophagus for your sister. What do you want to engrave on it?
I thought of something dumb.
Okay.
I'm not going to engrave this, but the first thought that I had in my head was end ... question mark.
Oh my god.
I'm not going to actually write that.
Don't tempt fate. It's already happened once.
I'll put on it what should have been could not be, and then just Ganaves, Leaguer, Val Dutanvir.
Last in her line.
What shape is it?
What do you mean?
Is it, well, I guess you're doing the rectangular, whatever?
Yeah. Just mostly
Are you putting the last of her line bit?
Yeah.
Okay.
Unless I have some surprise siblings that I don't know about.
Don't tempt me.
You don't know. That's what a surprise is.
That's the surprise.
Pickle surprise!
Perfect. That is exactly what I was thinking.
Lakamina finishes the sarcophagus and spend 1 more aura for the engraving.
Okay.
And yeah, you have successfully interred Ganaves's remains, such as they are.
Well, that was depressing. I wish I had her sword, though. I guess that...
You have one in layaway coming. You have the meteor sword on layaway.
I meant to leave it here.
Oh, okay, yikes. Awkward.
Awkward.
I thought you did a really good job carving a replica out of stone.
Well, I would ask if any of you have words, but I don't think I want to hear them. Let's go.
Ouch.
Harsh. Fair.
Oh, not long.
She fought well.
Weep, weep, weep.
And freeze. Stop moving your tokens. Kamina, as you are leaving, you hear a voice from outside of the tomb at the top of the stairs, shouting down, not shouting, but just speaking and projecting. We know you're down there. Come out with your weapons sheathed and there won't be any problems.
All right.
Oh, goodness.
That's the surprise.
I guess I do as they ask.
And the rest of the party?
I'll go with her.
I was never here.
I don't know what that means. Are you not coming out of the tomb? Are you...
She died as she lived.
Hiding in a
tomb.
Are you...
I'm going to hang back a little. Just gonna kind of wait, move forward up to about there for now.
Okay.
And I'm just going with Kamina and Nemo.
Okay. Daniel, spend 1 point of aura to use empathy so that I don't have to put you in a different channel for this.
Okay.
Just
It
gonna...
is done. I was gonna probably do that anyway, so.
Yeah, it's a coarse way of doing things, but basically this is how you get to be aware of what's happening up here. Kamina, as you come out, you see close to over a dozen Kjorl Solanern standing around the mouth of the mausoleum. 2 in particular are up front. They are wearing armor that has been painted white and gold, and every single one of them has a uniform black scarf around their mouths, covering the bottom halves of their faces. You see that they are all of them are Drausu. They have the forehead marking that indicates they are Curul Nern. Does Kamina or Sylvia, do either of them have dots in book lore?
I do. We were just talking about how useless.
Yes, we both do.
Cool. I want both of you to roll for me intelligence plus book lore, difficulty 9.
Botch. Didn't stay in school.
You do not recognize what symbol they have on the forehead. You're not sure what order they're
Damn, I got 0.
in.
I guess just to double check,
Okay,
it's
so-
not symbol on my head.
No, it is a different order from any that any of you have seen. Same for you, Nemeril. You do
Okay,
not recognize this one.
So it's not Twin Eyes. All right, that's
No,
at
it
least
is
the good
definitely
news.
not the twin eyes. It is still, they have the vertical slit eye that is the symbol of the Curul Nern clan, but their eye is drawn in purple or blue, depending on the skin tone of the person wearing it, over what just looks like a jewel or something. If it's a jewel, it's irregularly shaped, but it's clearly intentionally shaped because they are all unique.
I can't
The
even
Drausu
see it,
woman
and the asymmetry is bothering me.
the
Mhm.
Drausu woman at the front reaches and also all of them, like, their armor looks very nice. It is in good repair. They have set themselves up in a formation that you, Nemeril, recognize. It is a very commonly used way to position people whenever you are surrounding an area that you know doesn't have an exit.
Basically, we're blocked off, right?
Basically, there is no escape without going through some of them. You and Nemeril, you suspect that there are more that you can't see who are behind the mausoleum entrance.
Makes sense. Yeah.
But the two that are ahead, out of formation by virtue of being ahead of the rest, standing directly in front of the opening to the mausoleum, you see that they both have sick-ass katanas at their waists.
Oh my god, I hate them.
They are Curuls. Like, the Curuls are fucking the weebs of this setting. She reaches up and pulls down her scarf so that you can see her face, and and silently looks over the three of you. Her eyes come to rest on Kamina, and you see a look of surprise pass her face. She says, "Well, Charis's tits." The other one, like, looks at her with this, like, really? Are you really already going there? Elbows her in the ribs and says, not in front of the others, Captain. And she goes, "No, for real. That's Kamina Liger.
Hello.
Kamina Liger Val Dutanvir is still alive."
Yes. Despite my best efforts.
Your Charis, your eyes.
Yeah, we had to cut our enrollment with the Curul short. If you can guess why.
I heard about what happened to Casil. We assumed that it was the work of that nether summoner you had been sent after. Nobody bothered to check for how many skulls there were in the fire, though. I'm guessing that if they had done a more thorough search, she looks over at Sylvia, that the number would come up one short. Is that about right?
Sounds about right.
Then you killed the nether summoner who did that to Casil.
No, she escaped. I looked down.
She
We tried our
sighs.
best, though.
2 skulls short, then. Well, this is a turn I wasn't expecting my day to take. Shogo. The other one, like, snaps to attention. "Yes, sirrah!" At ease. Watch them for a moment. Kamina, come with me. We need to talk in private.
I guess I follow.
When Kamina ascends the stairs, Shogo steps in behind her, not standing at the top of the steps leading down to the mausoleum. A clear sign of, I'm not attacking you, but you aren't going anywhere just yet. And at this point, AJ, meet me in Cosma's shack.
Well, this can only go well.
I am hella nervous.
Yeah, right? Who in this party is not potentially an enemy of the Valduta or the Kyorosolanern?
I don't know why. I don't know why you guys are nervous. It's not like
I am ready to just grab her and throw her back in the tomb and just lock us all in the tomb. They enter the tomb, line attack from the Nidra Fall.
I mean, I don't know why. I don't know why either of you guys would be so nervous. It's not like I was personally involved in slaughtering a whole platoon of Kill Solanern or
And
anything.
then do it again.
Yeah, out of the 4 people in this party, 2 of us are basically wanted Nether Summoners actively at war with the Kyorosolanern, and the other 2 are refugees from the Kyorosolanern who are probably also potentially unwanted people.
I mean, I feel like Nemeral's on generally positive terms. We've saved a good number of Kill Solanern. The only clan he really holds a grudge against.
The Order of
Twin
Twin Eyes.
Yeah. I mean, even if this was the Order of Twin Eyes, if they decided to let us go, he wouldn't push his luck because we are ridiculously outnumbered.
Maybe.
It seems like it. It's a disadvantaged situation. And
Let's put it this way. If this was the Twin Eyes, Addie would not be leaving here without somebody getting hurt.
I mean, that's true. I mean, that's fair. I mean, like I said, if they for some reason decided to let us go, not that they would. But yeah. Could you really describe Nemeral as wanted by the Kill Solanern?
It depends. I mean,
Okay.
you're tainted.
Yeah, because, we're tainted, and for the Twin Eyes, at least, that's good enough.
Yeah, for the Twin Eyes, that's good enough. That's 100. Like, I agree. But I like, and yeah, we are Nether
And the
Summoners.
Twin Eyes are a major political and cultural influence among the Kyorosolanern.
Right, because even us, which we were Order of Purity, I
I
believe,
thought you guys were Purity.
we were still trained to they're tainted, they should be killed. So yeah, well, not Twin Eyes, but they still brainwashed our mindset of they're tainted, they should be killed.
Yeah, Sylvia's loyalty to Kamina is the only thing that overcame her hatred of the tainted, as I understand it.
Yeah, that was probably like the first time where like Sylvia would actively go against the Cures. Chances are there was like at some point Sylvia had to execute someone who was tainted, and she probably felt real damn shitty about it. But the turn was probably Kamina.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but we're not like on a list anywhere for the Curals.
That we know of.
I mean,
Yeah, probably not. Me and
I
Kamina
mean-
probably are.
probably, yeah. That's probably true.
Well, as they said, the only reason you wouldn't be on a list is because they assumed you were killed by the Nether Summoner.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm. And from the sound of it, they don't assume that you guys did the killing.
Right, which is great, by the way.
Yeah. Because they assumed that what happened was that whole squad was wiped out by a powerful Nether
Mhm.
Summoner,
Mhm.
Which
and
is
that there were no survivors.
I mean, yeah. You guys did, and we did our darndest to track her down. Chased her over a lake.
Also, let's keep in mind the significance of the captain looked at Sylvia and said, so the pile was 1 skull short.
Yeah.
And then 2 skulls when they found out the Nether Summoner was not among them.
Mm-hmm. Sounds like she's either pretending not to recognize Sylvia, or just
Or
doesn't.
implying that Sylvia is the only one who should have walked away from that alive.
Yeah. That was the vibe I got.
The Drausu woman and Kamina return, and Shogo steps out of the way as the captain gestures to her, says, "Let them up. We're not detaining them."
I'm gonna slip an eye patch over my eye before I come back up and join the rest of them.
Don't you have a mask? Oh, well, I don't know if you're wearing your mask.
We're gonna go with no.
That's probably better not to be, actually, yeah.
Put mask away, put eye patch on, and then come up and join.
Whenever you show yourself, you see
I totally forgot she was hiding.
Shogo, like, twitch his hand towards the hilt of his sword, and then the captain like turns and sees you, is like looks back at Kamina, says, "You
I
didn't
nod.
tell me you had another."
To be fair, I didn't know she was hiding, but I trust her as well. But you have to realize that the Kurils don't really have a good reputation when you're not in a major clan.
She sighs deeply. Don't I know it? All right, all of you listen. My name is Toshinari. I am the captain of the Relic Hunters of the Order of the Sacred Stone. Kamina has agreed to meet with Shimilande, our Holy Mother. Kamina wants all of you to come with her. We're going to sneak you into the stronghold of the Kuril Solanern so that none of the Twin Eyes Inquisitor stop you before we can arrange the meeting. We're supposed to be out here recovering artifacts from the Dutanvir ancestral land. We have a wagon with plenty of crate space that you are all going to be occupying. That's how we're going to get you in. Once you're inside, my friend Tsukinari will open the crates and show you into a servant's room that we reserve for this purpose. You'll have to wait there until either she or I or one of my other trusted lieutenants come and take Kamina to the meeting with the Holy Mother. Only Kamina is going to meet with the Holy Mother. The rest of you are going to have to stay hidden. Well, she looks at Kamina. I'm going to leave you to your friends and go see to the wagon. Shogo can show you the way whenever you're ready. But be quick about it.
I look at the rest of our group and just like, if you guys want to turn back and head back to the clan, I won't fault you.
Are you sure about bringing all of us into the heart of Kuril Solanern territory?
Shogo says, don't worry, the captain's done this before. You're not the first tainted that she's snuck in.
But again, it is the heart of the Kuril Solanern, so if you guys don't want to go...
I'm scanning both him and the captain, by the way, because I'm spending 2 points of aura and seeing whether or not I feel like I can trust them.
Okay, roll that shit.
And if you want me to roll separately for them, I will.
Nah, let's save some time.
Okay.
Does that give you the information you were looking for?
I think it does. All right, Kamina. I'll go with you.
Well, that settles it for me then. Should be interesting. Maybe even fun.
Sylvia?
Oh, I thought that was implied. You know I'm coming with you.
Alright. I guess we're all going.
Shogo nods and says, well then, follow me. The rest of the relic hunters here have dispersed.
How do you spell the name of the captain?
Toshinari.
They were Order of the Vaulted Dome?
Order of the Sacred Stone.
Sacred Stone. Okay.
That was really close.
Order of the Ancient Cove.
Yeah, that's the one. Order of the Sacred Stone.
Order of the Adjective Noun.
Order of the Verbing Noun.
Shogo leads you off in the direction that Toshinari took. You head further east and further west and slightly north a bit, making a circle around the keep and its grounds. After about 20 minutes of walking, you come to temporary camp with more of the members of the Sacred Stone performing various camp tasks, standing on guard. These are like tents and canopies set up. They have a like cooking fire going and like tents set up that are very clearly the barracks. And they have several wagons with teams of Dahmir ready to pull them. Currently the Dahmir are all stabled and are being fed and such. Toshinari is having some of her people remove or like ready these wooden crates that they are using to transport various relics. You see several of them on tables under one tent. It's like a lot of it is like dishes, plates and pots, urns, vases, cutlery sets, like just all sorts of stuff that looks fancy and previously belonged to the Dutanvir.
It's like, do I recognize any of the plates? Is there that one plate that I definitely did not break?
Yes, sure. Because there's a lot of those plates. Many of those exist. There's not just the one.
It's probably a small room in the palace or wherever she lived, full of plates they had to throw out.
If they threw them out, why would they keep them in a room?
To gather up, throw them all at once instead of one at a time.
They need a staging area for it.
Yeah, happens so much and so often.
Oh, I turned to Shogo and asked him, "It's like, can you remember to lock up the catacombs? By the way."
Shogo's a woman. A. B. She says, "Oh, yes, of course. We've got somebody with a metal affinity in this bunch.
Thank
They
you.
can relock things for you."
I would greatly appreciate it.
What were you doing down there? Visiting the dead? Praying for guidance? You don't have to tell me if you don't want to.
We came to bury Gonifes.
She kind of
Awkward.
looks away, is like, sorry for asking.
What's done is done. Anyway, this cart?
Yeah, this wagon. Toshinari indicates, well, I don't think there's room enough for any of you to double up, so 4 crates it is. There's enough space we won't have to stack one on top of the other, at least not the ones with you in it. But we're going to be putting another layer of crates on top of you and strapping it down. So if any of you need to use the bathroom, now is the time.
It's like, Sylvia, we asked you to go before we left.
I'll go again.